tunnels for astral minutes, and still no iron hide. Maybe we all split up.
Or double back.
We'll maintain the prearranged search pattern. We don't want to roll around in circles.
That takes too long, Optimus. I gotta move.
Hey, Cliffjumper, what are you doing? Well, that could be something important, and you might be shooting at something you'll regret. Hey, don't do it. What did I tell you? You're shooting at yourself. Hey you guys, welcome back. As you can see, I got Fanstoys Parkour, aka Cliffjumper in. It's long awaited for reasons that are pretty obvious, you know, to have a G1, fully G1 inspired Cliffjumper, you know, right in front of us. I know Takara is making theirs and it'll be out probably pretty soon. But it was just a pleasure to see Fanstoys took on the chore and as they promised over a year ago or so to bring us out a Cliffjumper. You see right here, I got a Toro, I got a X-Transbox version, and I love this X-Transbox version because one of the main reasons I loved it, and it may be very hard for me to get rid of it, is because of the weapons, as well as the it's got kind of like a real life transformation car mode. And I think it's very unique. They did a very good job. I know Ace, I don't know what the name of that company, had a Cliffjumper. I had it. I had like every Cliffjumper. Ace had one, and it had the, you know, real life car mode as well. I don't know the make and model of that car. I forgot. But either way, I don't know if it's Porsche based or what. Ace done it kind of like X-Transbox, and then MMC came out trying to try to be more tuned like. But actually, I had MMCs. You probably seen in the video. I did a comparison video now probably a year ago or more on that, and it's now I sold MMC's Cliffjumper because I figured if I had to keep any one of them, I would keep the ones I really like, the weapons of and the real life mode, and still X-Transbox has some features there that is still worth noting. Yeah, I haven't even opened this yet. And then also, you know, just on a note, I actually sold off my MSO2 Optimus Prime. This didn't take me long. I had it on eBay probably, you know, at night. I put it up at night before I went to bed, and it was sold before morning. So sold it for a good price, about around the same price what I bought it for, not far away from there. And you guys already know why I did that. I did it because they got a new MSO2 EX or something coming out that's supposed to be better built, because I was not pleased with I would say the materials, not so much the build, but the materials of the MSO2. So I was glad that I had mine in good shape, came in good order. I could sell it. I barely touched it. I could sell it off. You know, the guy already gave me great reviews for, you know, when I gave him. So when I put something up on eBay, you guys grab it because it's usually in pretty good shape. If it's not, I definitely let the person know. But anyway, this is also out too. I got my bolt measurer, and you'll never know why, well, unless I tell you, or you may be able to guess. It's because of this thing right here. What does this belong to? Tell me, who does that belong to? This belongs to Takara Skyfire. I got it down here, laying down over here, you know, on the right side. I'm missing a leg because it's just not, you know, no support for it from Japan. When something like that happens, it's too expensive to replace right off unless you just have money just hanging on, you know, growing off trees, as they used to say. So it seems like it's still in good order. I can get it. I'm trying to take my time to fix it right. So this is the bolt size pretty much, the M2.5 or M2 bolt type to use on this. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. This is kind of like I always mess up saying house cleaning, housekeeping, whatever. And just some experiences. It's good, you know, these videos are to share our experiences we have with these items. That's why we put them here, not just our current item, but, you know, stuff that we have dealt with before or, you know, in our previous videos. So I'm trying to get probably an M3 or M4 bolt, a little bigger bolt, because these bolts, the bolt that it came with and this bolt about the same size and it's not holding. in that little stem. I'm not gonna go back to my pictures this time. You just have to trust me. That little stem is not holding. So I'm trying to find a little bit bigger size bolt. So I know this is more like M2.5 bolt. And these are very handy, very expensive on Amazon, probably $6, $7. And you know, this is great. You know, it gave me an avenue to try to get that fixed. If I can get it seated and get those threads, those bolts to hold in those threads, I think I can get it reseated, and then we'll have a leg. We'll have the leg just fine. If not, I still believe somehow I'm going to get this replaced either way. Somehow I just believe it's going to happen. So, you know, Takara's terrible. You know, they only support local people. So anyway, I've held that up too long. I didn't make my opening segment to be so long. I just want to say this Cliffjumper is my favorite Autobot. My favorite character. The reason why is very simple. When I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of money, and then the money I did get, sometimes I had toys. My parents bought me, you know, He-Man figures, stuff like that, and Castle Grayskull. I had probably more He-Man than anything else, but Transformers is something I liked, and I was getting a little older. So I was probably 10, 11 when I started liking Transformers. So I said, you know, let me go to the store, Venture or stuff. You know, we didn't have Walmarts back then. We had to go to the store we had locally, and I saw Cliffjumper, the old version of Cliffjumper, in the store, and I was just, it was yellow versions. I didn't know Bumblebee and them. They're still new characters to me, so I didn't know them so well. But one thing I liked about Cliffjumper was his ID card, the card like they put, you know, on the back of these packages. You know, I don't see it here actually, but I'm sure it's inside. You'll see the card that tells you about his personality and stuff. And after I bought Cliffjumper, I started watching the cartoon more and started paying. Hey, I was always glad every time I saw Cliffjumper on the screen because I could see his personality and I liked him even better. So, you know, getting Cliffjumper was really a cool experience. So let me try to get this segment come to a close so we can take this out of the box, look at it. Let's do all my videos always comparison in some way or another, but I don't ever get deep into it. So let's go there. Yeah, I remember there used to be a time when I used to try to, you know, trying to save the sticker before I open the box. Now that doesn't work out very well. So not for me anyway, so I said forget it. I cut my stickers every time. I always try to make my boxes and stuff. I keep them in good shape. Beautiful artwork here on this box, beautiful as usual, because I try to always think, you know, if I ever get rid of it, I definitely want to make sure I got everything in working order and everything's taken care of really, really good. Look, I can even tear that off. Right there, if I don't cause this to. So that should be good here. So good. All right. So let's see. I like first impressions. I like just looking at something. Oh, I didn't know I had it upside down. Tricked me. So yeah, it's a little distorted now because of opening on the wrong end, but yes. You see Cliffjumper for the first time, and I like the weapon. I like the fact that it gives them a lot of, you know, everything pretty much Toro has. I like Toro's, even though it's not painted, I like Toro's weapon steel because they just have to me, more presence for the weapons. I love that gun I put in X-Transbot's Cliffjumper's. You know, this one has an opening, you know, in the where the barrel in the gun barrel is. I like those hollow openings because you know, to me that's great for effects, you know, especially an animator, non-animator that I try to do. I try to be it sometimes. 3 heads. And here he is, the masterpiece himself, Cliffjumper. And I've heard stories. I've heard people say this guy's not as weighty. I'll get Braun down here. I think I got Braun transformed up. If not, I might just transform him, or at least I'll get that Australian Outback looking guy down, you know, to compare sizes with him real quick. But yeah, very, very, very nice look to this guy. And I heard stories that it was a little less weighty than North Sea. I can see why they say that, you know. I can see why they say that all the way. I'll get Bumblebee down as well. But at the same time, it does have decent, very, very good weight scale to him. It's nothing wrong with it at all. Feels good at hand. I've heard way more positive reviews than negative reviews on this guy. Bigger head than I really didn't keep in mind how big, you know, this is a look section, of course, how big the head would be. But as far as what I'm seeing so far, this guy looks really good, and feel wise as well. The build, just by feeling it, I can tell the build is still solid, you know, and not to the point of mechanics or articulation yet. Yeah, I am pleased so far with Cliffjumper. Yeah.
Locate the Decepticons.
Just turn me loose, Prime. I'll sniff them out.
I'm going too. I want to boot some Decepticon.
Good luck.
Cliffjumper, what are you doing?
You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Maybe you just hate the thought of me with someone new. Yeah, you just want attention. I knew from the start. You're just making sure I'm never getting over you. You've been running around, throwing that dirt all on my name. Cause you knew that I'd call you up. Baby, now that we're right here standing face to face, you already know that you won. Oh, I know that stress is karma, you regret,
Poor Starscream. The oldest tricks only work on the biggest jerks.
what you expect, baby. But you're not coming home with me tonight. Oh, no. You just want attention. You don't want my heart. Baby, you just hate the thought of me with someone new. Yeah, you just want attention.
Okay, so before we get to the comparison, I'm sorry, to the mechanics and transformations and all that, wanted to show some size comparisons. We see some good old G1 counterparts to Cliffjumper, as well as Outback. You know, I don't have Braun transformed up. Got Sideswipe here, and not Sideswipe, Blue Streak here. And Blue Streak to me is very encompassing with, if I'm saying that right, with Cliffjumper, because that's Guy, Casey, whatever his name is the one that voiced him. So he had voiced Cliffjumper, Blue Streak, and probably some other characters in the Transformers universe. So same voice actor for these two characters in G1 script. I always like the fact, I mean, I can get back to a few elements of look or whatever I want to term it. I always like the fact, and I always believe the fact, I remember that Fire in the Sky episode, or when they first found Skyfire, that I seen Bumblebee and Cliffjumper together, and Cliffjumper was kind of a little taller than Bumblebee, you know. And I think Fanstoys did a wonderful job, you know, as far as back to this, you know, just kind of like the look department and the size, to be, at least in this space, taller. I think the Takara one coming out probably the exact same height as this Bumblebee. But I see him a little bit taller than this guy, and I think that's fitting. I really do. And you see him with the Carbot, you know how he towers above. I mean, the size is impeccable here. I'm not gonna get a sizing chart out, I don't believe, or anything like that. Unless you see me put a screenshot of it, I doubt it. That you see right here that, you know, sorry, I was showing some of this without even having them, you know, showing the whole body here. But they got some all about logos I'm gonna put on later. Sorry, you guys, Friday, I'm a little tired, so I might be fumbling along with my words here. But one thing I see here, they got plenty of accessories for Fanstoys version of Cliffjumper. And one thing I see here is that so does X-Transbots. And you know how X-Transbots was when the Stunticons came out. You know, when they had the final Minosaur, I guess he came out with one of the bots, I guess the big one, or the trailer came itself, and you had the extra pack you could buy with it, is that they gave a lot of accessories. I think they're going through cycles. I'm talking about just in the general masterpiece arena, where they're trying to see what maybe the customers want, what pleases the customers the most. You know, is it a lot of accessories, or is it just the build and quality of the figures, which that's what it is with me. But you know, what makes them tick? What makes them I'm not gonna put that on there yet, or even during this video. What makes them like a bot? You know, this is X-Trans bots, of course. I'm just fooling around with it real quick. But what makes them like a bot, or what would prone buyers to buy a masterpiece? Fanstoys doesn't have to do a lot to make their people buy it, because they know the quality and the build is usually superior than all the others. But I feel like there's some cycles of testing kind of in the masterpiece realm, where they just, you know, threw out a lot of accessories here, a lot of accessories there. Jansen, you know, X-Trans Bot's always been pretty good with accessories, and Fanstoys put out the Perceptor Tesla, and he ton of accessories there. And I think they're just trying to see what is the proper balance to satisfying masterpiece collectors. And I always feel like this is that build and materials are essential to buying a masterpiece, and also the accessories as well. And sometimes be a little more imaginative. Look at the cartoon, see what else you could put there, other than just Optimus Prime's axe or Cliffjumper's big cannon. No, I don't have a problem with that. I think that should go along with him. But even though it's only used in like one episode, you see it. But at least, you know, there is some characters that have had stuff other than just their one-time weapons. I think Jazz, I don't have, you know, Jazz down yet. Maybe I get him out later, maybe I won't. But he has his grappling hook. He did use that multiple times in the original series. So anyway, you know, that's my spiel on it. I think there's just I think Toro's weapons will go good with this masterpiece. I've not tried anything else. Maybe I give him one more spiel. You know, I'll try a gun on him, but, you know, it's kind of redundant. I think he'll hold any gun. I think it's just a matter of he may not have the slot for it, but he probably will own it. I don't even know why for sure I'm even doing this. I think it's just there, and I was just gonna see what I can see with it. But nonetheless, I just feel like there's cycles in the masterpiece realm, you know, and these are all X-Trans bots weapons, and they seem to go fine with, you know. Yeah, so that's why I kept X-Trans bots. I like some of his weapons a little bit better for some odd reason. So anyway, back on this. My segments are running long. Like I'm saying, I'm tired. So let me get to the transformation of this. But I just thought it was interesting to see how the weapons go along with. That was my curiosity before when I ordered this thing. I said, I'm going to see. Toro's weapons go good with this. They seem to be holding fine. So very interchangeable there. That is a plus. But I think I made my point about accessories, so move on. Okay, I'm back. Before transformation, before all that, I wanted to get Optimus down and Jazz down. I know there's a lot of others that he's always with. Maybe when I transform him, I put Mirage down and Hound. They're in their bot modes. I'll get them down. I'm in their car modes, so when I transform him up, I get him down. I just want to get Jazz with him, so I had him transform in a version of Optimus Prime MSO1, which I love. I always say that. Trying to decide which logos to put on them, kind of the lazy-looking, cartoonish ones, or the more straightforward ones, and then the white-labeled ones. Do that later. I never put labels on an item, you know, even though you don't really send these back. But until I transform and make sure they're solid, I don't usually put labels on them yet. I did have a quick update. I don't know why I'm saying this now. I did put in, I broke a part of Cyclonus's leg, the new one. The old one, the old X-Trans bots one. They did send me a replacement part. This is the part I broke. And to show Z's and X-Trans bots praise, they sent me a whole leg piece. So I was pleased with that. I'm not going to use it. This is not a really a big hint. I'm not going to use it yet anyway. But they did go. X-Trans bots does do a great job of supporting. And I said that maybe now because of what I'm going through with Takara. Takara should do the same, but I still believe that's going to get fixed. So anyway, I got the happy face on. It's pretty easy. You just be careful and you just push the face off and put the new one on. So I got the happy face on him, and he holds his gun just fine. It has a tab in the back of the gun, so I do like that style. I do wish on the bots, they're still expensive enough, they're still quality enough to make the hands a little more articulative. Even with Jazz, I feel like they could have done a little better in articulating how the hands. But real quick, I'm gonna probably go step through the the mechanics and take a look at the, I think Jazz has at least the pointer finger is articulative, and then the 3 fingers are on that, on that thing. But, you know, just like the top brass leaders class and stuff, I still wish they had, in the bigger bots, I still wish they had a little more articulation in their fingers. But I'm not going to do, I know this, some parts need to be tightened. I'm aware that some bolts need to be tightened on these to make sure they stay in place while you're trying to manipulate them. I can do that later. Moves pretty good. Head can move up and down and all around. I know it goes 360, but I'm trying to figure how far up it goes. Quite a ways up. Yeah, cool. And let's see, I don't think the ab crunch is hindered. I think it's because of transformation. I think you unplug the backpack, this will ab crunch. I think I've seen that in the video. It does have a waist swivel, great. Does go all the way out to the side. Got side flaps on here. And then of course it does the Monty this way. And it has that, moves better with the leg. And always impressed with that flat portion there. Of course, you kind of got to play with it to get it back in place. So that's the downside of the flap moves on his own with it. And then they got a good ankle, knee bend, and then there's leg forward and back to a certain degree, and down, and probably a little bit up. So yeah, the articulation on it is not bad at all. Of course, seen better, but at the same time, it's just fine for this figure. So no further ado, I think I covered some of the main points here with mechanics. So get the transformation price and we get out of here. Okay, I'm back after transforming this dude, and to say the least, not the easiest transformation that I've ever seen, not by a long shot. But it's doable. It's doable. I'll give it credit for that. Right here, I have Mirage. It's just for look's sake. I have the TO3 Mirage and Hound, his best buddies, alongside him. And I just want to, before I go over just how I look, not really necessarily getting the feel of mechanics. The doors do open because it's part of the transformation, but there's not much mechanics there. So yeah, overall, it fits so well into the Masterpiece line. It's a beautiful figure. The look of the car is definitely reminiscence of, still not quite pushing together, of the G1. This is what you want. It's like, I know Skullface Mothers say he's more retro. He likes things to be more real life based, but there is I think Takara's will be even more G1 accurate than this. It would be more pushed in and looking like the cartoon version of the Cliffjumper, even though this is what you want. You want something, sleeker, sexier, better looking than what we gotten during the G1 era. So I'm putting it right now on normal ground just to see how well it rolls. Rolls good for me. Not even have the transformation fully right. You don't hear any rubbing at the bottom. So love it. It's a great figure. Very not the easiest still. I'll say once again to transform. Price of this figure wasn't so bad. The price of this figure was, I don't know, it's probably around 110, 120. I don't think it was more than 120 that I paid for. But like I said, I get discounts and sometimes I don't have it totally accurate without looking on my page. You guys that have it know what it cost. And I think Cliffjumper, even the G1, had a sticker. I'm looking into my retro stickers. To where one was still on the left side of the car, as well as, of course, this is a he has a fold chest that's inside of the transformation, which is great because I didn't want two stickers on the outside. So you have one here, then that folds in and disappears when he's in bot mode, and then his fold chest will come out with a sticker. So that's great. I love it when they even do stuff by maybe accident. So that kind of concludes everything. I like the figure. It definitely will be part of my masterpieces. One of my favorite figures. I'm surprised I even got rid of MMC, but when I saw this coming along and into cars, I'm saying, well, if I get those, MMC is the one that really stands apart because the uniqueness of X Transbots is the fact that it's that it comes up to a real life Porsche, whatever. I think it's set on the box what it is, a Porsche 924 Turbo. It looks more real life. And I'm gonna get this transformed up real quick, and I got a surprise fix I'm gonna throw at the very end of my video. I don't want to take up the screen time I meant for this one to be Parkour's screen time. So, but the surprise fix I'll put in at the very end if anyone cares to even look at it. But otherwise, let me get this transformed up so we can give a quick comparison between these two. So it only took me a few seconds to relearn how to put Toro together. The real life Porsche 924 Turbo. The paint job on Fanstoys just kills this. It's not even close. But these guys still, overall, I'm glad I did keep my X Transbots. It was a better decision overall because I have enough cartoon likeness with this one and Takara's coming out to not keep MMC. And this one is unique in itself and much less lighter, and not much lighter in weight, but definitely lighter in weight. And it just has a good look to it. And, you know, it always reminds me of Windcharger's car in a sense. You could sub in as Windcharger in alt mode. So either way, you know, you guys, I'm very pleased overall. So, you know, hope this, you know, maybe help someone make a decision on what they decide to get and everything. And then at the end of this, I'll throw in some surprise picks and a little quick video about what my surprise fix is. Until then, take care.